At visittanzania4less.com, we revel in creating unforgettable safari experiences. This journey has been even more rewarding because of you, our valued patrons. Thank you for entrusting us with your adventures. For those still planning, get ready to immerse in the awe-inspiring landscapes of Tanzania at fantastic rates. Visit Tanzania4less.com, where incredible experiences await. We can't wait to guide your journey of a lifetime.
All right, beautiful people, PA here on this Friday afternoon, my last interview of the year, I believe, unless there's an emergency that happens. This is my last interview of the year by design. This brother I've been watching for years, got an amazing story from incarceration to innovation. The story of Marquis McKenzie, 24, has been an amazing year for him. But his journey, it's been a long one. And today we're going to hear a little bit of his journey and how he's finishing strong for 2024. Welcome to the show, businessman, the boss man now, Marquis McKenzie. How you doing today, brother?
I'm blessed, PA. How about yourself?
Man, doing great, man. Doing great. You came a long way from being a young kid in an adult prison, right?
Yeah, definitely a long way.
Wow. You went to prison at what age?
15.
At 15. And the judge gave you how long?
So I was sentenced to a youth offender plea, which was a 6-year sentence, which I served 2 years inside of the prison and then 4 years on probation.
And how long you been out?
Gosh, P, I ain't even answer that question in a long time. So we do the math. 2008 to 2023. So it's roughly about 15 years.
15 years. Wow. And when you first got out, you couldn't even vote, right?
Yep, definitely couldn't vote. I lost my voting rights before I had them. When I got sentenced today in 2007, that's when I lost my voting rights.
So you worked with the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. You worked with them guys to get rights restored to returning citizens, right?
Correct. Yep. In 2018, the Amendment 4 was passed.
And during all that, you started your own business.
Yep. And that journey actually started, PA, when I was incarcerated. I was assigned as the houseman. So I was the janitor. And so that's why I grew the passion for the cleaning business. For some odd reason, God kept making me the janitor from different incarcerations. I had to man the houses and keep the houses clean. And I just grew that passion there.
Wow. It's amazing. Amazing. And you carried that passion outside, started your own business. You started hiring people from your community, right?
Yep, definitely.
And you also went on to start housing people who needed a place to stay.
Yep, doing the transitional house, which was a rocky challenge, but it was through that time that I owned the property. It was just a unique opportunity to learn about the space and get closer to people that's coming out of incarceration.
What was that experience like? Because you've been in those shows. You had a place to stay when you got out, but you know what it's like.
Yeah, it was a difficult moment, right? Just be transparent. I knew nothing about the transitional space. I knew I just wanted to help people coming out of the system and give them a safe place. We know that if you are looking for someone who's going back into society to be productive, one of the very first things that they got to make sure that they got someone safe to lay their head. And so that's all I was looking to. But in that transition space, man, you got to have those wraparound services. You got to have, people that deal with the mental aspect of the individuals, financial needs, and more important, you can't make it seem, it's called transitional housing, but you can't make it seem as it's done by transitions, right? You got to make it seem like it's out of love and family, and that's what because people realize that, okay, you just need me here because you're trying to fill a room or you're trying to fill a bed, and so you definitely don't want to have that aspect. And I had a lot of disagreement with a lot of people inside the transitional space because I didn't believe in having 2 or 3 people per room, right? Especially someone who has been incarcerated. That seems like I'm still inside of a jail if I got to share a room and not alone I'm paying for it. And so my model was a little different, right? I only wanted one person per room where they can have their space and really work on building themselves up. So it's a unique space. I'm still fumbling, decide if I want to stay in that space, if I just want to exit that space all around. It was a challenge for this last 2 years owning the property.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's less money when you're not able to double people up.
Yep.
Wow. I wish you well on that journey. I know you're trying to do the right thing. Housing is a crisis throughout America, but there in Orlando, oh my God, it's really messed up.
Yeah.
They won't be able to afford to stay in a place by themselves. That's just almost impossible, right?
Yeah, rent is crazy, man. And like you said, man, it's particularly sad when you see it in this transitional space. People are doing it not because of the passion, but they're doing it because they know that I can charge 3 people for a room, right? And now, to be honest with you, PA, it's up to $850 to $900 per bed. So think about it. Someone got a 4-bedroom house, you got 2 people per room. I'm saying that's 8 people. That and your mortgage is not even that. And so it's becoming a cash cow. And I wish that they have a law with people who are doing transition house that you can't have no more than one person per room. Because again, you're just filling the house and making people feel like they're back incarcerated. So it's a challenge. But throughout that journey, one of the biggest things that I learned as an entrepreneur is like when you have a model that's working, don't look into it as far as I need 6-7 streams of income, right? I could have took that money, right? Not saying that I did a bad thing, but I could have took that money and poured it back into the dirt master and maybe added carpet cleaning to the dirt master, pressure washing, different services that could have created that different 7 or 6 income streams of income versus starting out and taking money and starting a whole nother business that took away from my business that's already successful. So I learned a lot throughout the process.
Marquis McKenzie joined us today. Our last interview of 2023, 98.5 The Wire and 103.7 The Beat in Michigan. Amazing story. You was a guest on a show on CNBC,
Yep.
Millennial Money series. What was that like?
Man, PA, that was another lesson I learned. So with CNBC, and for those who are listening, you could only be on that show, right, if you was going to be truly transparent, right? Because they're not going to put out nothing false. So what that means is that I had to be very vulnerable and open up my books, right? I had to show them, my personal business account and show them the way that I'm spending my money, the way that I'm getting money. And of course, it was a tedious process because I had to open that up. And if you look at that link on YouTube, the video is almost up to 600,000 views, right? And
wow.
So be vulnerable and share my personal business, with the world. And that's the only way that they would put it out there because they wasn't going to put nothing out there that was false. So they had to fact check everything. But it was a unique experience. I enjoyed it and definitely reaped the benefits that came from it.
Wow. From that, somebody from University of Michigan was watching, right?
Yep.
and what happened? Talk about what happened from them watching that interview.
Yeah, well, definitely, Paul. I have to give a huge shout out. One to my ED Desmond Meade. The offer came to him first, and he decided to pitch my story to them, and they was kind of intrigued with my story. And so huge shout out to CNBC because I want to say I was the first formerly incarcerated person that they actually placed on the series. And so I appreciate them for not shying away from my story and actually putting on a platform. And it was actually a grad student from University of Michigan who actually showed the video to his teacher. So the University of Michigan, from my understanding, just opened a new college with the innovations and technology. And that grad student showed it to his professor, and at the time it was studying entrepreneurship. And they got a wind of it, and she was working on a project that was going to have her in Orlando last year throughout Classic Weekend. And she asked me, can she interview me? And so throughout that interview, after we got done with the interview, behind the scenes, the video was off. And she was like, hey, are you thinking of something that you want to invent for your company or something that you're looking into? And it's crazy because I had this idea on my mind and heart for almost 7 years now, but I just didn't know where to go to, how to start it, or I had trust problems. Like, man, if I share this idea with somebody's going to try to take it. Right. And I told her before, I was like, I don't know if I can trust you because I didn't really know she was from the University of Michigan. So I had to do a little bit of research and kind of find out she was very genuine and she really wanted to help me. And so I pitched the idea to her, and she was excited about it. And she said, you know what? Each year, my students, they have to work on a project, and I want to assign them to actually build prototypes for this project. And so now I'm a University of Michigan fan because of what they did for me. And it was amazing opportunity that I had got to partner with the University of Michigan to do that.
So what role are they playing? What are they doing?
So they actually just built the prototypes. They didn't ask me for any compensation. But even though, we're working behind the scenes with a few of my lawyers to actually build a contract, because I want to offer them some type of royalty, because I feel strongly that this product is going to get a patent approved. And I want to be able to offer them a royalty because they actually built a prototype. And not only that, it gives me an opportunity to actually build a team because they're going to school for this stuff. It's not nothing that I'm going to school for. And so it gives me an opportunity to build deeper relationships with these students to either further their education and career, and then also to help me build a foundation around this prototype that I really feel strongly about. That's going to be a patent approved.
So it's already been applied for, right?
Yep. So we already have the provisional patent that's being filed. And so in a given moment, we're just waiting for those results.
And what kind of product is it?
So we still
can you talk about it? I don't know if it's I mean,
we can't disclose it just yet.
Okay.
But it's something that's definitely needed into the janitorial space. That's definitely going to help the cleaning industry go to a different level. And I think a lot of people who are in that space would definitely appreciate it a lot. And like I said, I've been having this idea for the last 7 years. And just recently I was working on a project, and I was like, if I had something like this, I could have, got this project done way much faster. It's going to help save money and supplies and time as well. And I think that's what any entrepreneur, particularly when they're looking for things, they want to save money, they want to save time when it comes down to getting jobs completed.
How long did it take you? Did you draw up this product that you invented, or you just gave them the idea?
No, I gave them my vision. So I got on a Zoom call with the students. I gave them my vision. They asked me questions, and they had about, I want to say, 4 weeks to complete this design. And 2 different prototypes, and they was able to get it done with a budget under $200 to complete the prototypes, and it was successful. We tested it out, it worked it, and they allowed me to actually take the prototypes back with me, so I have them in my possession. Definitely going to keep them up and get them framed, and looking forward. And they wanted to present it to me over Zoom, but I was just like, no, there's no way I can let y'all guys do that. So I took out my time and I went to University of Michigan and met them face to face and learned more about the project and just really appreciate them for what they was doing.
Wow. So this idea that you have now could be in the hands of a bunch of sanitational companies, cleaning companies around the world.
Yep.
Wow. There you go. Well, family, he's probably going to be looking for investors pretty soon. You might not even need any investors. Wow. 2023, what was it like for you, man?
Man, if we've been transparent, this is a year that I learned about boundaries. And then I said it before in a lot of previous interviews, but I had no ideas about boundaries, right? And I was just stuck in a part of that, just trying to take everybody with me, right? And not realizing that, it's a process of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Before you can take everybody with you, you got to take yourself first. And not this year show me the true meaning of that. And still struggle with, dang, that sounded a little selfish. But when you come down to, the depression I faced, the hardships I faced, and it wasn't because of, majority of my mistakes. I think it was majority of me just actually helping a lot of people and not having those boundaries around how I help them and see fit. And I had it, how they have that saying, me Costco is your Costco. I was offering everybody my platform, and they wasn't putting that work that I put in to actually get there. All right. And so I don't think the appreciation or the level of appreciation of what I was building, people didn't see that same value. And some did, but now I know moving forward that if I'm going to continue to appreciate myself and myself grow, I got to have boundaries around me. And so this year gave me a true meaning of what it looks like to have boundaries, and that knowing that it's okay to say no. It's okay to, say I could possibly do this, or I can help you in a different way where it don't cost myself to be put in a financial bind or drive my mental to go to a different place. And not only that, just take away from what I'm actually trying to continue to build.
Impacting your brand. And we don't want anything to decrease the value of your brand. And it's a learning curve. It takes a while, to level out, to find the people who believe in your mission, believe what you're all about, believe what you're trying to accomplish. And You know, some people are there for the moment, some people are there for some money, you know, very transactional. But you're a brother who's driven by passion, and we're seeing that in your work. What do you expect for 2024?
And I expect, because of course I'm continuing to go hard. What I did in 2023, I want to, accomplish more than that. So, I expect more contracts with the cleaning company, really building out my nonprofit more, and just, continue to grow and build more relationships and keep the relationships with the client, I have and new people out there. And so I may step out this year in faith in 2024 and actually start hosting master classes on how to start cleaning companies, right? A lot of people throughout the years have reached out to me, and I kind of turned down of, people willing to pay me, because I just want to have something that's really solid. If I'm going to take any, funds from anyone, I want to have something solid that they can really go back and really be successful. And then not only that, in the political ring, we just continue to build our community around this voting aspect, right? Just keep beating across people's head, they're taking away voting from us or trying to stop us from voting, because that's the very tool that we need for us to be, thriving, for us to have safer communities. So definitely continue to do more work on the advocacy part, and just making sure that people have an opportunity to be a part of the democracy as much as they want to, and that is fair for them as well.
How can people reach you if they want you to come speak, or they want to utilize your business?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Marquis McKenzie Senior, or you can go to our website, thedirtmaster.com. dirtmasters.com, or even through our advocacy work, Florida Rights Restoration Coalition on FloridaRRC.com. You're more than welcome to engage. We're all about empowering our communities. In any way that I can connect with the community or help any way I could, I'm an open book.
There you go, man. I thank you for making out time to talk to us today. I know you got a very busy schedule, brother. Got a platinum that's pending with the University of Michigan stamp on it. That's major, man. That's major right there. So proud of you. And we got the website up on the screen for those who are watching on Facebook. My nephew is playing on TV right now, so I got to get back to watching the game with Clemson playing against Kentucky. Shout out to Rob Billings, the fourth, number 14 today. But this is our last interview for 2023. I think we interviewed nothing less than 200 people, man. So
wow.
I'm gonna let you get the last word before we sign off, brother.
Yeah, well, definitely, if I can say the last words, definitely appreciate you, PA, and everything that you guys are doing at The Wire, for, covering not just my story, but many other stories just like me. You definitely, sometimes you have to get to a high level, a peak, to get that attention, and you guys are definitely making sure that the people in the community are being seen. So if I can say the last thing, just want to say appreciate you, and I'm pretty sure the community appreciate everything that you guys are doing, and not only that, but the work you're doing in Africa as well, too. I got to get over there.
You got to, man. You got to, brother. All right. God bless, and Happy New Year, man.
Same to you.
All right.